Hello and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and so in this video I wanted to go over the very long segment from Citizencon with Chris Roberts, who came out and did a pretty nice surprise to us by talking about Squadron 42, what a treat this was, and of course this was a great chance to discover a little bit more about the solo adventures within the Star Citizen universe, which is kind of a taboo topic within Cloud Imperial games, because the studio is really trying to limit divulging as much information as possible. They want to keep everything a secret to keep the effect of surprise as fresh as possible, as long as possible for us the players when the game will be out. And so, one of the biggest surprises, I think, from this presentation was the fact that we could see a new planet that had never been seen in engine, at least, and that planet is OdinIII. So, of course, it's not that much of a surprise to see planet Odin, a planet from Odin in the presentation from Squadron 42, because it seems like most of the action will be taking place in that very star system. And, well, in the past, we've already been able to familiarize ourselves with some of the other locations of the Odin system, we're going to have a look at those before we talk about OdinIII. And so, the first one that we were able to discover was the Coil, which are the remains of the very first planet of the system, which unfortunately has been disintegrated because of a local cataclysm, which then left room for an immense asteroid field and with lots of dust clouds, which, from what we know, is going to be the location of most of the action of Squadron 42. We should find over there Archon Station, which belongs to Shabin Interstellar, and this apparently is going to be like a real landing zone, which is going to be worthy of what we are seeing in the persistent universe right now. We should also see a whole lot of NPCs going about their occupations around the station, whether these are mining operations or salvaging, and of course piracy, right? And it is within this context that our character is going to have to make their way within the hierarchy of the UEE Navy. And so, as part of our adventures, we'll then go to visit Gaini, which was one of the moons of the first planet of Odin. Now, this moon has a tiny atmosphere, which looks like is breathable from what we could see, at least in those past images. And this moon has a reputation for having a lot of natural gas that a lot of companies here are exploiting via fracking. But also a certain amount of criminals here, some of them specialized in human trafficking and slavery, have also set foot here on the moon and established some bases. And it is in one of those bases that the character is going to have to lead an investigation operation in order to find an advocacy officer who has been imprisoned by a local gang. So, according to the lore of Star Citizen, we're going to talk about OdinIII now. According to the lore, this planet here, OdinIII, is a planet with a small atmosphere, and it is where some weapon manufacturers like Bering are having some research facilities, and they are using the moon that orbits the planet, the moon Vili, as a weapon testing area. So it should be full of, a little bit like Hurston, I think, should be full of trash and full of debris. Not going to be a very interesting place to visit. Before we move on to OdinIII that we could see in the presentation, let's talk about OdinIV, which I think is the most interesting planet of the system. It's a gas giant around which a refining station is orbiting. Now, this station has the reputation of offering some really cheap fuel, which a lot of ship captains actually are very interested in and are very willing to do a little detour to get refueled there during their long-haul travels. Now, I think that we should see some activity there in Squadron 42, as well as in the persistent universe when Odin will finally be implemented. And so, Next, let's talk about the Odin, the third planet of the Odin system, which actually is the second planet, but it seems that the locals considered the coil as still being the first planet. So as far as OdinIII is concerned, it looks like there is a mystery that shrouds the planet, as it seems to be completely irradiated to a degree that has never been seen before, to the point that the government had to make a point on the situation by informing the universe, or at least the UE, the citizens of the UE, that they do not have any weapons that allow them to do such damage. So it is suspected that a local civilization self-destructed and caused that damage, but no one has been able to go to the surface of the planet, so it's just impossible to know. As far as Citizencon is concerned, well, we did see indeed that it doesn't seem that there's anything on the surface of OdinIII, apart from perhaps a small atmosphere that doesn't seem to be very welcoming. But it seems that the action might be taking place around OdinIII. As we could see, the planet seems to be surrounded by a couple of small moons, and one of them here looks like it was converted into a base. So is this an official base, or is this an installation that's been installed there unofficially, maybe by a criminal gang, perhaps? As of right now, we don't know. But it's very interesting to see that the developers at Cloud Imperial Games have really done their best to build some interesting locations that I am sure are going to be offering their whole lot of action here. So there we go, guys. That's all that we could say about OdinIII. Now, sure, it was not that much, but at the same time, I think it was great to finally see something new regarding Squadron 42. But let me know in the comment section down below, guys. It's the giveaway question for this video, and you know that this month we are giving away a Spirit C1 with LTI. What do you guys think caused this this cataclysm, this apocalypse on OdinIII? What is your theory? Well, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, feel free to be joining our Discord channel. We got a lovely community there. Lots of people who play every day. Sometimes I try to join you guys as well. And we also have another giveaway there. We are giving away an A1, Spirit A1 with LTI. All you have to do is to join our video sharing contest, or become a Patreon or YouTube Jump member, which will give you automatic access if you enter your name. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and a big shout out to Dr. Fobin, Captain Snake, Geek Citizen, Dio Crusher. It's been the Eradicator. I forgot the DJ done, and I will see you guys later.